Welcome back. Today we are doing a deep dive into the world of high-end professional AV control systems. Specifically, we're looking at the PureLink iCON-T10. It's a 10-inch tabletop touchscreen controller. And our mission is to figure out how this one unit, which costs just under $3,700, can be the centerpiece for everything from a simple huddle room to a massive command center.
It's a great topic because that price tag alone tells you you're in a different league. You really have to understand not just what it does, control virtually any device, but why a systems integrator would pay that kind of premium.
And I think the answer to that has to start with their main marketing point, the easy control programming interface. They say, and I'm quoting here, programming has never been easier.
Right, and that's a critical question because AV control scripting can be, notoriously complex. So is this simplicity for real?
Or is it just a fancy name for a lockdown system?
Well, the easy part isn't necessarily some simple drag-and-drop thing for consumers. It's architecturally designed around templates and very standardized drivers. So what that does is it dramatically cuts down on the custom coding time you'd normally need.
So simplicity equals faster deployment, less time on site.
Exactly. Lower labor costs, which for a big project can be huge.
Okay, but this thing can also work with the C8 master controller. The iCON-T10 is the interface, but the C8 is the brain. And that C8 costs another, what, $4,500?
And that's the point. The iCON-T10 can work alone for smaller stuff. But if you're building a real command center with dozens of systems, you need that separate processing power. You're not just buying a controller, you're investing in a whole modular ecosystem.
An ecosystem that's also, I noticed, TAA compliant.
And that is your big market indicator right there.
Right, because that means it's eligible for U.S. government and defense contracts.
It's not just a checkbox. TAA compliance tells you this is built for high security, high reliability infrastructure. It defines the whole product category.
So if we're thinking about installers working in those secure facilities, the biggest headache is always the same.
Cabling and power.
Exactly. And the spec sheet makes a big deal about this being powered entirely via PoE 802.3 AF. Can you unpack why that's so important?
I mean, that's the game changer for any large-scale deployment. PoE means you're running power and all your data over one single standard network cable.
So you don't need to call an electrician to run a separate power outlet to every single touchscreen location?
None of that. No conduit, no extra wiring.
Yeah.
Think about that across a campus with hundreds of these panels. The labor savings are just enormous.
Okay, so that's the power and the LAN connection, one cable. But I also see it has an RS-485 control connection. Why include that specific older style port?
That tells you it's designed to be a true flexible control hub. RS-485 is absolutely critical for talking to non-network devices over long distances.
So things like projectors or motorized screens.
Projectors, screens, specialized lighting, older sensor arrays, you name it. It's the backbone for coordinating all the gear that isn't on the IP network, which you find all over these large facilities.
And just quickly, they also list a pretty wide operating temperature, 32 up to 117 degrees Fahrenheit.
Which, again, points right back to the real-world environment. These things often live in, poorly ventilated comms closets, not perfect, climate-controlled server rooms. That spec is all about reliability in places that aren't ideal.
So if we boil this all down, what's the key takeaway for you?
I think the knowledge nugget here is that the iCON-T10 is really built for integrators who are prioritizing deployment efficiency and long-term stability over the initial sticker price. It blends that big command center power, especially with the C8 controller, with serious labor savings from easy control and that single cable PoE setup.
Which leaves a pretty interesting final thought for you to chew on. Given that this is a high-cost, proprietary ecosystem that's designed for ultimate control, are you paying a premium today for operational simplicity? Or are you maybe paying for a kind of vendor lock-in that could limit your choices for other AV gear 5 years from now?